Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Tsulufelo and this is another episode for True Crime and Makeup with Tulu. Today we'll be talking about our very own Bonnie and Clyde, Dr. Nandipa and Thabo Bester. If you do not know about this case, please sit back, relax, and there's a lot going on here. This is still an ongoing case, so most of the things that I'll be saying, it will be things that I have found out during the previous weeks with the story, but he has not been found yet. He is still on an escape. He's still on the run. He has not been found yet, but I will update you guys should he be found. This is True Crime and Makeup with Tulu. I apply makeup while I talk about a true crime. Most of the information that I found it from the ground up journalists. They did a very good job. Please go on Twitter, follow them, and they actually did a thorough investigation and their findings are very, very, very accurate. And please don't forget to subscribe and like. I have done 2 videos already. I have done the murder case of Karabo Mkwena and the John Wade and Lorraine Bobbitt case. It didn't get a lot of views, guys. Please view, subscribe, and like. I hope you enjoyed this one because it is a good one. So let's get to it. As usual, I am going to write the things that I used in the description box, the makeup products that I used in the description box. Guys, if I make a mistake or I mispronounced something or I missed out a couple of information here and there, please correct me nicely, be polite. I'm trying, okay? I am trying. So let's get into it. So we are going to start like I normally do with my videos, do a background on the person that we are talking about. We are going to do a background on Thabo Bester, right? So let's go to 1979. In 1979, on the 5th of November, Thabo Bester was born. Thabo Bester does talk about experiencing rape at a young age. He discloses that he is actually a victim of rape. He was raped at a very minor age, and he was also gang raped when he was in prison because of his fraud charges. He went to prison for fraud charges because what Thabo would do is he would commit crimes, right, for older people. They would want him to to go to the bank and check out checks that are fake, and he would do that because he was supporting himself. And yeah, it was just bad. And so he would go on to do that. Guys, I bought new brushes and I've bought them in like forever. Okay, so he would do that, and he then got arrested and he got gang raped. This is what he claims happened. He says he got gang raped while he was arrested for fraud, right? And he was arrested for 2 years. He was arrested in 2009 and he got released. So Thabo Bester is famously known as the Facebook rapist. So what he would do is he would chat up young modelers and he would promise them a career in modeling, and they would obviously come. He would go to Facebook, lure young modelers, young girls in their early 20s and late teens, right? When I say late teens, I mean 17 and 18, right? And 19. That is late teens, and girls in their early 20s. He would lure them. They would come and he would go to a hotel, like make it look like it's an audition, because this is where normally agencies would hold auditions, not at hotels but at such prestige places. So what Thabo Bester would do is he would then take them to these hotels and he would steal their things and rape them. He murdered a woman, right? A saleswoman who was also an aspiring modeler. He killed her, and there's a video that is making waves on the net where he confesses to the killing, but he is like, I was in love and I didn't mean for that to happen, and it was just a fight broke out and we fought over, he says they fought over the knife, like I don't know what was happening with the knife, but they fought over a knife. But he killed, yeah, he killed the woman. And in 2011 and 2010, Thabo Bester was charged with 2 accounts of rape and murder and aggravated robbery, and he was sentenced to life, right? He was sentenced to life in prison, and he went to the yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, yeah, prison. This is a private prison correctional service. I know you might be wondering, okay, what is a private correctional service? This is what I also was asking myself when I first. I'm like, okay, what is happening? Why is there are private prisons now in this country? Yeah, they are. And this prison is run by the GV4S. It is a security company, a very prominent security company, by the way, one of the trusted ones actually. And it is run by this company, the GV4S company. The woman that Thabo murdered was Nomfundo Tiulo. Yeah, Nomfundo Tiulo is the woman that Thabo murdered, whom he claims was his girlfriend. But yeah, he's sick in the head, so I doubt that she was even ever his girlfriend. And okay, I did say that he was charged for 2 accounts of rape and murder and was sentenced to a life sentence in the Mangwaung, yeah, prison, which is a private prison. Didn't know that these exist. So yeah, now let's head on to Dr. Nandipa. Okay, now we are going to Dr. Nandipa Magudwana. I can't pronounce her surname. I can't pronounce the surnames. I can't even pronounce Mangwahung. But I'll write it down for people who can't pronounce it like me, or people who might need clarification. So Dr. Nandipa was born in 1989 in the Eastern Cape, and she was raised by her mother in KwaZulu-Natal. Dr. Nandipa is a doctor, was a registered doctor, because they revoked her license in 2021. So what happens is the healthcare board, if you do not renew your license, your license of being a doctor, they revoke it. Although you did study 7 years to be a doctor, they will revoke it if you do not renew it. So in Dr. Nandipa's case, she did not renew it, but she continued practicing medicine, which is also illegal. She was not supposed to do that. She was not supposed to practice medicine or continue practicing medicine when she did not renew her doctor's license. It's like a driver's license. You cannot drive on the road if your license has expired and you haven't renewed it. You're going to go to jail. It's illegal. Very illegal. So Dr. Nandipa studied at Wits. She has her medicine degree and she is a doctor. She was married before and she has 2 beautiful daughters, which, now that I think about it, she's involved with someone who's called the Facebook rapist, and you have daughters who are in their teens, and man, this doesn't make sense. But yeah, you never know, right? You never know what is happening in someone's head. Only she knows what's happening in her head, but you never know. Forgot the brush now. Say that. So Dr. Nandipa has 2 kids, 2 beautiful daughters, and she is by law actually still married to her then husband, whom she claims they have separated for quite some time. Yeah, she claims that they have separated for quite some time. She is a doctor and she is an entrepreneur. She happens to yeah, she happens to own she's the founder actually of the Optimum Medical Aesthetics, which was running in Santon. Yeah, they would do your skin, like, an aesthetic clinic, the things that they do there, your skins, your, yeah, everything aesthetic. She was doing it. Actually, a lot of people who know her says she was literally the perfect daughter. She got her medicine degree, she married another doctor, she got married, life was just good for her. I remember the first time I saw her on Podcast and Chill, and it was Women's Day, and they were doing the whole women in business thing, and I was like, oh my god, Saba well. I remember I'd even stalk her on Instagram. I learned to stop sabawelling things that I don't know where they come from after this case. Just, I need to sabawell my own life and focus on school. Yeah. So now she's an unregistered doctor. That is what has been coming out. As I said, this is an ongoing case. A lot of things are unfolding as time goes on. So now let's talk about when Nandipa and Thabo Bester met. So she claims that they were together in 2006 while she was still doing her medicine degree adverts, and they lost contact in 2011. Well, they obviously lost contact because he was at jail. That is why they lost contact. He went to jail for raping women and murdering a woman. He was only charged for 2 accounts of rapes, but we know he committed more than those rapes. That we know for sure. And yeah, they lost contact then. And then in 2017, she decided that she reached out and they rekindled their relationship. Which I have to ask, how do they rekindle the relationship? Because he's in jail. When you reach out to someone, you call them or you send them a text on someone, that is you reaching out to someone. So how do you reach out to someone in jail? Or was she aware that he is the Facebook rapist, and then at Samaya Tronkong? Yeah, no, I won't even bother. Went there to the private prison and saw him and said, you know what? Let's do this. Let's rekindle this relationship. I'm assuming that is what she said. Did she do that, or was it did she call, or what happened? How do you reach out to someone and then you decide to rekindle your relationship and that person is in jail? That's another question that I have. How did they even reach each other? That I would like to know. So now that we have gone into the background of both these people, we need to go to events that happened while Thabo was in prison. So you need to know that Thabo ran a multi-million rand business, media business, while he was in prison, right? And then I'm sure you're also wondering, how did he do this? How did he run a multi-million rand business while he's in prison? Apparently, he was a student. He was studying. And in prison, when you study, you do have access to a laptop. So he had access to a laptop, but he wasn't using it for what it was supposed to be used for. He was making money. He was coining it, okay? He was making money, a lot of money, because he was running a multi-million rand business. And people who worked here say he was very much involved in the operation of the business. Nothing happened without him knowing, right? So he was very much involved. He was an active participant in the workings and dealings of the business, right? And Thabo did not present himself as Thabo Bester, because obviously everyone will know, okay, Thabo Bester is the Facebook rapist, so they would not want to associate with him. So he created a new persona, Tom Motsepe. Tom Motsepe is a very educated man. He holds several bachelor's degrees, and he also went to Harvard, guys. Tom Motsepe went to Harvard University. You know, when you see that on someone's profile, you go like, no, this is it. This is legit. There is no way. There's no way. Why would someone from Harvard lie to me? But yeah, Tom Motsepe is from Harvard, and he did also claim to be related to the billionaire Patrice Motsepe. I don't know how people believe this, because I can now come and say, yeah, Kitsolfelo Motsepe and Patrice Motsepe is my cousin. I can't just do that. That surname is a very common surname. Let's say now there is one famous Mukwena, and every Mukwena now claims to be related to this Mukwena. It's a very common surname. Like, it is not those surnames that you can easily distinguish that, oh no, they must be relatives, they must know each other somehow. Even with surnames like that, you find out that they don't even know each other. They don't. But yeah, Thabo Bester claimed, Tom Motsepe actually claimed to be related to Petrus Motsepe. I'm trying to remember the name of the company, so I might just as well look here on mine. Okay, 21st Century Media. On the 13th of June, Thabo, okay, let me not say Thabo because now he's a Tom. Okay, on the 21st Century Media, right, was launched at the Hilton Hotel in Sandton on the 13th of June, 2018. It was big. People were there, your favorites were there, and they were singing him happy birthday. Now, this is where I say, if I'm not correct on some facts, please correct me. Because if they were singing him happy birthday on the 13th of June, that means it should, I don't know if it is Thabo Bester's birthday or if it's Tom Motsepe's birthday. That is where I am a little bit confused, but they were singing him happy birthday. By the way, he wasn't there physically. Until he's doing everything from his prison cell. He wasn't there physically, but he was wearing his suit. He was ready. Najile Jui Shigai ale ready, and apparently he was in New York in his penthouse, and he was live from there, and yeah, and people were there. They were singing him happy birthday, which was a bit funny because he was wearing a suit. Another question is, where did he get the suit? Is there Wi-Fi in prison? That is what I wondered, because how could he be on Skype? Is there Wi-Fi in that prison? Is there Wi-Fi in that private correctional service? Yeah, so he was there, and people were there for the 21st Century Media Company. And there was also another thing that he did, Women in Media, where Taraji P. Harrison and Hailey Berry allegedly were going to be there. And Taraji said, I do not know anything about this. It is most probably a scam, because I don't know anything about this, right? But people, they never got with the program. But yeah, Taraji said, no, I do not know anything about this. Tom Motsepe was very hands-on in his company. People who were working at the company didn't even notice that this person might be in jail. It was just always rumored that he is in New York and he is going to be running everything from New York. That is what they knew. But he was very hands-on. Like I said, the ground-up journalists, go on Twitter, you will see they have a lot of information. They also stated that the employee said he was very much involved. Every transaction, he knew about it. He was involved. Okay, now to the next chapter, the prison break. Let's go to the prison break. So what happened is, on the 3rd of May 2022, the Department of Correctional Service came out and said, listen, a fire broke out in the Mawang Correctional Service, and the Facebook rapist is dead. He's dead. He burned in his cell. Whoa, now that is like, okay, how did the fire happen? What happened with dating? How did the fire come about? I'm sure a lot of people were asking themselves those questions. And you need to remember that this person did violate people. He violated someone. his victims were obviously wondering that, okay, how does a fire break out in prison? What happened? Right? And yeah. And then in June 2022, they say God works in mysterious ways. So this woman was at Woolworths in Sandton, and Abona Dr. Nandipa, and went like, oh my God, my friend is a big fan of Dr. Nandipa, so let me just take a snap and send it to my friend. So now what this woman didn't know is that she is taking a photo of Dr. Nandipa with someone who escaped prison, and apparently people think he died in the fire. Now, I'm sure you also be wondering, okay, then they do DNA or something to prove that Siena are chilling more in the fire. So what happened is Dr. Nandipa went claiming the body, saying she's the customary wife and the body should be sent to her. She even went to the Pretoria High Court and said she doesn't like what is happening with her husband's body. She wants her husband to be released and cremated, right? And the police said, no ways, we need to investigate. We need to do some further investigations. A woman also came forward claiming to be Thabo Besta's mother. DNA was done and it came out negative, right? 0%. What if it was his mother and the DNA came out 0% because that is not Thabo Besta? What if, there's a lot of what ifs. So when Thabo came out, apparently he went to Zimbabwe. I recently saw this. He went to Zimbabwe to lay low for a little while. But around June, he was definitely here in South Africa, because on the 22nd of June, 2022, that is when this photo was taken of him with Dr. Nandipa at Woolworths in Sandton, shopping, right? Shopping with the two daughters were there. Dr. Nandipa was there. And Thabo Besta was also there, hiding, wearing sunglasses. You watch those movies, not even movies, documentaries, and they were like, we were in the shopping complex, and then this and this, this and this. Those things only happen in America. Yeah, so he was in Woolworths, Ipere Mazaza, with a hoodie, and he was hiding. Because he's a wanted man. He needs to hide, right? And now this woman, March this year, 2023, in March, first week of March, this video started making rounds on social media, right? It started making rounds, and now the police actually have to investigate this. At first they denied it and went like, no, that person, he died in the fire. It can't be him. Thabo Besta died in the fire, so definitely not him. But it was him. And even in the photo, it confirmed that it was him. And so later on, they then confirmed that it is indeed Thabo who was in the... Oh, that's my phone. It is indeed Thabo who is in the photos, and they are pleading with society to help find him. What the hell? They are pleading with society to help find him. And yeah, as they're pleading with society to help find him, he is in hiding. So ENCA covered the story, right? And they then later on called Dr. Nandipa's dad, and he said he knew nothing about the daughter dating a fugitive. He said he knows nothing, absolutely nothing about this man that his daughter is dating. He said he knows nothing, right? And he said, obviously this is my daughter and what. He gave a little sob story there, and I mean, if I so happen to have a daughter, right, I'm sure every fiber in me would want to protect her. I would just go like, that's my daughter. I have to protect her. But if she's with that kind of person, I just wouldn't. Because what if she dies? What if she's the next one to die? But then again, you think about it, oh, she's the one who brought this upon herself, so we cannot pity her. But what if Thabo just goes like, actually, it's because of you. Allow that someone took a photo because you are the famous doctor. It's because of you. So when this photo started making the rounds, we got to find out a lot. We found out that they were renting a house that was worth $1 million. And not only that, they also had a property company. Let me look for the name again. No, I don't seem to have it here. Okay, no, but they were running a property company. I'm sure I'll write the name here. They were running a property company, and they were selling houses that are worth millions and all that. So they were in business. They were Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay. So now when proper investigation was being done, they then realized that, whoa, wait a minute. Actually, this body was 25 centimeters shorter than Thabo Bester in his mugshot. So it couldn't have been him. And he actually died from a blow in the head. So that means he died even before the fire. The cause of death was not the fire. So it cannot be, like, the fire cannot be the sole reason for the cause of death, because this person died because he got a blow to the head. So he was murdered. And then you ask yourself, okay, who is this person who got murdered? Who got murdered in a prison cell and no one noticed? Who is this? Who is this that had to suffer? Who was the scapegoat? And apparently a lot of, fishy activities happened before the escape could take place. Thabo was moved to a cell, the cell that caught the fire. Before the fire could happen, he was moved there, and which that is also suspicious, because why should you be moved to a cell that is going to catch fire and then you die all of a sudden? It would come off as murder, if he didn't escape, it would be considered murder, because he was shifted there. Someone was trying to get rid of him and all that. So he was shifted to the cell and the fire broke out, and that is how he managed to escape. Now here's my question, right? Because they have pleaded with us to help find this man, and he hasn't been found. And by the way, Ntatwana Ndipa, sorry to say this, but he's lying. He is lying. He is clearly protecting his daughter, which is what every parent would do. But again, if I was him, I would just let it be. Because like I said, what if Thabo goes like, it's because of you that I got caught? I get when I was celebrity or doctor celebrity. So someone took a photo of you trying to send it to a friend, and then it ended up making the rounds on social media. I was living a perfect life. What? Right? And yeah, he's lying. And I have so many questions. How could they afford to rent houses that are worth millions? How did they manage to open a company, for a property company, and be able to sell houses? How was Thabo Bester able to make transactions and to run a multi-million media company in prison? And another thing that never made sense to me, and it never will. How many people did these people have to go through for this whole escape to happen? Like, what happened? Who was paid? What happened? That is the other thing that a lot of people ask themselves. I mean, I was like, okay, who got paid? Because someone had to get paid in the process for this whole thing to take place, right? And it took place. So that clearly means someone got paid for it to take place. So who got paid and how much did they get paid? It has now been revealed again that, like I said, is an ongoing case, so things are coming up as time goes on, that there are wardens at the prison who were paid, they were paid 5 million, right? 5 million rand to help with the escape, which they executed, because they did help him escape. And so not only those wardens are paid, there were also people who are paid as well, I believe, because it can't only be the wardens who were a part of making this whole master plan to come through. Netflix shouldn't sleep on this. They should make a docu-series. I don't know, Netflix or Showmax. But now they have this thing of upload the episodes on certain days and stuff like that. They do not give us the episodes all at once. So I lack patience. I really lack patience. I would not be able to wait that long. So they must just buy the ones that like they did with the whole Senzo Meiwa documentary. They should do that. And yeah, it is sad because there are victims. There are people who actually got hurt. There are people who will never consider doing modeling again because of the Facebook rapist, which is Thabo Bester, right? Because of what he did to them. And Nomfundo's family, when this thing comes out, they're like, oh, so she didn't get the justice that she deserves. She didn't get it because he's there, he's out, he has escaped. And it took some time because I feel like once the story broke out, the police should have been onto this, but they decided to deny. They were different. What is this? They had press releases. The police were saying this thing, the correctional service was saying this thing. It was just, there was a lot going on, which to me never made sense, because I'm like, okay, if he escaped and people think he has escaped and it looks like him, just look into it. And if it happens that he's in jail and you go like, you know what, but I never when I'm told, am I fine, but it is clearly him, and now they're asking us to look for him as well. Which, millionaire. How will we find a millionaire? Because he's a millionaire, that guy. So we don't know the things that he can afford. And money does run out. So obviously it will run out. And he will get caught, hopefully. He will get caught, hopefully. Because he looks like he's those who loves money. He looks like those people who really loves money. Everyone loves money. I also love money. But I wouldn't go to the extent that he goes to get money. So this is it. This is the end of the video. I will make a follow-up update, right, on the video and what happened. Please, guys, subscribe and like, right? This is very, it is a sad case for the people that he has raped, because I say there are some people who were aspiring models who could have actually made it in the industry, but because of him, their dreams died, right? And there's no going back. There is no going back. He damaged for a lifetime. They will never ever be the same because of this guy. And another thing that I'm wondering is, why is such a successful, beautiful woman willing to give it all up for him? What is happening? Is she under a spell? Is she suffering from something? What is happening? Is she also a victim and she feels like the only way she can be safe is around him? I have so many questions. And another thing that I'm wondering is, how does she feel safe being with this man around her daughters? Make that make sense, because he's a rapist who targeted young women in their 20s and women in their late teens. So make it make sense. Thank you for watching the video. It was a pleasure having you guys. Please like and subscribe, and recommend to friends, family, whomever. Tell them that there's this girl, she applies makeup and talks about true crime. It's a bit weird, but it's actually good content. And another thing, am I forgetting? No, I'm not forgetting something. Thank you for watching the video. Oh, I will make sure that I post a video every Tuesday, 11 p.m. Every week, every Tuesday. I'll be consistent this time. I'll not give up if I get little views. I will make sure that I'm consistent, because consistency is the key in YouTube. I need a little bit more patience, and that is what I'm going to have. Thank you. Bye and enjoy. God bless.